Is that any better now?
Oh yeah, much better.
Okay, cool. Right. Let me share my screen and go over what I've done this weekend. There we go.
Okay.
Right. So I had a couple of pull requests open on Cordelia and GitHub.
Mm-hmm.
Have you used GitHub before?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Brian has been working on the integrated editor for Cordelia, and this is the tool that students are going to be using to type the code in, do their projects during the programming course.
Right.
And he's been updating it to be much cooler than it was, but that means I needed to update my workshop content as well to interact with those new components.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Agile Ventures Cordelia. Pull requests. So Brian's has been merged, which was refactored IDE, and this was a little bit awkward for me because I'm having to review a bit of code here that I don't really understand. This is the first time we've used Angular in a project in Agile Ventures. So the Angular framework and the tests that we've set up for achieving this in-browser editor in Jasmine, and I'm a little bit lost. But I had a couple of questions on design decisions that Brian had made here, and he gave me quite satisfactory answers, so I went along with him and merged that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other pull request, which is pending for the first workshop, I don't think touches any of the code that Brian touched. So that should still be valid to be merged. But we'll see. I'll need to. When Brian comes online, it's usually around 8 p.m. UTC.
Okay.
So we'll hook up and I'll discuss this with him at that time. He had a couple of queries for me on how I'd implemented the CSS. I was using a lot of raw HTML tags like header and section and article and applying styling to them, and he pointed out that that might not work well with people creating content using the same tags in the future. So I'm preferring class names here to tag names. And that should all be okay. Other than that, I've got plans to work more on Cordelia. There are a few bugs and stories that need to be started. I'm still working on workshop content for that first 90-minute workshop. And there are a few more CSS styles that need to be added to that file. And nothing really blocking me.
Great.
So, what have you been up to, Gordon?
So I'm a Rails developer, and I've done a little bit with Angular on a few projects. But I'm by no means an expert. And I have a young daughter, so I figured Cordelia looks like something I'd be interested in contributing to.
Cool.
And I'm also a big fan of remote pair programming, so this looks like a good place for me to contribute stuff.
Yeah. Have you joined the Agile Ventures site?
I don't know what is involved in joining, apart from just showing up in the Hangout. Like signing up.
Yeah, you can sign up to the site. We've got a Gordon Fern. Is that you?
No, that's not me.
No.
Let me sign up now with my GitHub.
Yeah, so if you signed up, you can join the Cordelia project just by clicking on the little follow icon.
Okay, I am signed up now, and I'm going to join the Cordelia project. All right. So, which icon is it? Oh, the star. Join
the star.
project.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, I have joined.
Excellent. And I'll send you an invite to the Slack chat if you want.
Sure. So there's the Hangout, and you have Skype also. What is the Slack chat?
Well, we're going to be migrating away from Skype fairly soon because we have a lot of problems with lag.
Right.
And the group chats are all they're all fine as long as Sam is logged into his Skype account, which 99% of the time he is. But if he goes offline for any reason, then all the messages to the groups start being very laggy.
I see.
So Slack is something we've been trying for a couple of weeks, and we really like it. It's a team collaboration tool based around chat. But if you post your email address in the group chat in the Hangout, I'll send you an invite for that.
And where are you located, if you don't mind my asking?
I'm in Spain.
Okay. Your accent sounds like UK, but your background birds don't sound like the UK.
Yeah, no. No, I'm on the Costa del Sol here, south of Spain.
Right.
And that's kind of in the middle of the countryside. So.
Yeah, sounds almost tropical.
But yeah, I'm originally from Iceland, but my parents are both British.
I see.
I'm going to invite. Invitations, here we go. Cool, and this is the Slack chat room for Cordelia.
Sampriti Prada is saying, here are the invoices and time card details for my volunteer Epic paid pairing on local support.
Yep. Local support is another project that is probably the oldest project on Agile Ventures, and we actually had a donor invest some. Well, he gave some money to the organization that we build this for, which is kind of coordinating charities in the northwest London region. And so we actually been able to pay some of the developers who are working on this. So one of the requirements for getting paid to work on local support is that everybody works in pairs, and they record their pair programming sessions and attach that to the invoice as evidence. Okay, on Codia. Are you interested in starting one of these stories in the backlog?
Yep, definitely. So tell me what these are.
Okay, basic login for instructors is adding Rails functionality to create an instructor model, and then we'll either use Devise or another gem to be able to log instructors in. The idea is that instructors will be able to manage a class of students, and they'll have a group of students that they're currently teaching, and that group of students might have many projects or code snippets that they're working on, and the instructor will be able to log in anytime and see how they're progressing with those, whether they've done their homework, stuff like that.
All right.
There's been a bit of discussion on whether Devise is too heavy for this. So I can see John's posted a couple of links to other login management gems.
Sure. I've done both. I've used Devise as well as rolling my own. I'm not sure about the integration with Angular, because now you're using Angular for everything, right? With the latest commits that have been merged. So you're going to have to do APIs from Rails to do everything, including authentication, right?
I'm not sure about that either.
I'm not sure either, like how authentication with Rails and Devise works through Angular. If you do your authentication as just a regular Rails page, and then Angular takes over once you're logged in, or if your login pages are all part of the single page application and Angular is just calling an authenticate API.
I think at the moment we're only using the single page application in the context of workshops.
Okay.
The reason we've added it to every page on the site is just to simplify the structure of the JavaScript, so that it's not a special case anymore.
So I mean, there are two ways it would work. One, if you use Devise comes with some pages and controllers already pre-built for you, like all your login and registration pages. Which will save you some time, unless you're using Angular for the login, in which case you have to build those pages yourself.
And
anyway, so I'm not sure how much Devise will help you. You know, typically Devise will save you time in doing things like password recovery, and all that stuff will just work.
Probably something.
But I mean, I'm too new to the project to help you make that call, though.
It's something we'll have to discuss with Brian, see how it's going to work with the Angular app. Integrate lesson plan document into the site static contents. We've got some documentation in Google Drive.
You have I think you have a running demo of Codelia, right?
Yeah.
I saw the demo. Is that up to date, right?
Not entirely.
Okay. Do you have the latest version running on your local machine?
I think it's the same as what's on Cordelia Develop right now,
Okay.
apart from my Workshop 1 branch.
This one has the Angular stuff merged in.
Yeah.
And deployed. Okay. Oh, we have somebody just joining the call.
Hey, Sampri.
Oh, hi.
Hey, Sampriti.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, welcome to Agile Ventures, Gordon.
Thank you.
We've done a quick scrum, Sampri. Do you want to update us?
Yeah, not much really since this morning. I and John attended yesterday. Like I woke up through the night yesterday, like seeing Ruby Love's talk on TDD and functional programming in Ruby, and then I was too tired. Like it went so late into the night that I woke up just after the Eurasia Scrum, which is very late. So I haven't really done much today. I might be doing some stuff after the or around the Atlantic Scrum.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, so this is the old version of Workshop 1 where we're just copying and pasting code into the editor.
You have a new version where the copy and paste step isn't required?
Yeah. Let me show you that on my local machine if it's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, this is my my current task at the moment. Working on the workshop. The trouble is the develop branch keeps getting updated, and I can't keep up.
Peter, is sharing your screen?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Like I just see the green circle. I mean the green arrow. Right, yeah.
You see my my screen still?
Who, me? Yeah, I can see it.
I just see your avatar and I see the green arrow at the bottom. It's probably my internet connection. Never mind.
Let me try shutting off my video. Maybe that will help.
Yeah, probably. I guess.
Okay, any better?
Yeah, I think you need to like turn off video from the Hangout screen. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Okay, then thanks. It comes up now. It's like I have a very slow internet connection, so it doesn't really work very well.
So this is the instructions page for Workshop 1, and now I just have a link to the preview with the embedded editor. But the embedded editor is not working. So this is the preview of the page that the students will be able to modify, add their own stuff in. I have a feeling I fixed this yesterday. It was on another branch though.
Is there a way in the Hangout that I can tell it to keep your screen up? It keeps switching back and forth between you and Sampriti.
I mean, you just need to click on Pete's avatar at the bottom, and then there should be a blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. What does checkout-t do?
That checks out a remote branch and then tracks it. So I have a local copy of that branch, but when I do a pull or push, it defaults to origin.
Got it.
Okay, yeah, this has got some high resolution kitten pictures and yeah, the embedded editor. Yeah, so you see, I
changes dynamically as you.
Yeah.
Nice.
As you type. We have some different colors that you can apply to backgrounds. Foreground colors. I need to put a little bit more work on. But that's got what we've got so far. Ideally, we don't want such a lot of code in the embedded editor. We just want it to be controlling a small snippet of text, so we would have a single editor for the header, and then one for the left column, one for the right column, and then another for the footer. So you can go through the steps of the tutorial, which is in pairs, making a class web page for Cordelia, and just customizing the content using the skeleton that's provided.
Right. That makes sense.
I'm not sure how we're going to switch between editable regions. We might put tabs at the top of the editor here. There is a story in the backlog for making the editor collapsible. Yeah, I think there's an API in Angular to do that kind of showing and hiding.
Right.
This passion module goals is not really a development task. We just need to do a little bit in the documentation for the Cordelia modules. If we go into the curriculum overview, we've separated the course into 4 modules, and we called them Passions and Foundations, the first two modules. The Passions Foundation tries to de-emphasize, anything too technical and focus on what's possible with web development and try and ignite the students' interest in the subject, because a lot of times they'll be turning up because their parents wanted them to do the course and they weren't actually that interested in themselves. So we want to try our best to get them actually interested in their own right. Once they've done the 3 sessions in the Passions module, we move on to Foundations, where we move on to doing a little bit of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript basics. And then we have 2 more modules called Concepts and Projects, which the goals for those modules really need to be fleshed out a bit. We're not sure what we're going to be doing in those yet, but it's good. It's good to have a structured start off with. So yeah, this whole curriculum overview document needs to be integrated into the site. So we have a crowdfunding campaign, which we're trying to direct traffic to, but it's very difficult asking people to donate money to a project when it's not actually clear what we're trying to achieve. So having that document in a more prominent place on the website rather than just hidden in a folder in Google Docs is going to help with that.
And will that document become part of the UI for the student as well? Like, these are the steps they're going to be stepping through, kind of?
Yeah. I don't know if we'll have progress tracking in the first iteration of the course, because we're only going to have 3 workshops in the Passions segment for them to work through, but that's something that we could add later on.
So is this all one workshop, or is each of the bullet points in here one workshop?
Each of there's 3 workshops in the Passions module, so we're going to have to work elements from each of those bullet points into 3 90-minute sessions.
I see.
So we've organized it so that workshop 1 which has a lesson plan here, is just covering the basics. You get to look at some HTML code, you get to play around with some CSS classes and see what happens. The idea is that the students will be provided with some URLs to some pictures. Whether we'll have time to be able to take pictures of the students themselves and then pass them through some kind of interesting filter, I'm not sure. But again, we'll have to experiment and see what actually works in a real life 90-minute session.
Right.
And then the idea is to get the kids to embed those pictures that they've had some creative input on into the web page, and then write a little bit of text. And we want to keep typing text to a minimum, because it can be a challenge for kids. Around 8-9 years old, they're not very quick on the keyboard, and they can be boring just typing out, especially if you have to make it up as you go along. So we've got to keep that in mind. And then at the end of the kind of middle 25-minute coding session, we want to do 25 minutes of show and tell. So an instructor will choose a couple of pairs to go up to the front of the class and just show the page that they put together on a projector screen or something, and talk about the design decisions that they've made, and just as an introduction to getting them used to talking about the work as we do in these scrums that we do, because collaboration is a big part of learning to code.
Are you going to like take video of those workshops and then share them somewhere?
There's always privacy concerns. We'd have to get parents' permission to post images of their kids online, because we want everything we do to be as open as possible.
Right.
We can't post videos that are closed so that only people involved in the development can see them. Although that's possible.
I was thinking more in terms of promotion of Cordelia, or encouraging the future students, so they can see what it's about.
Yeah, it's a cool idea. I think initially we're just running pilot projects, so we're not too concerned about marketing and trying to grow at a huge rate. But once the pilots are done and we have a better idea of what we're doing, then definitely some media. I suppose at the end of the first 6-week, first 12-week course, we can do some interviews and see what the kids got out of it.
That'll be too late for your crowdfunding thing now, right?
Oh yeah. We may have to do crowdfunding again. We may have to repeat to reach the goals that we set on that.
1 sec. I think my daughter wants to meet you. Come here.
Okay.
Oh, my video is off. Hang on. Okay, stop biting my face. There, say hello.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
I see you. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. What's your name?
Okay.
Hello.
He wants to know what's your name. What's your name? What's your name? You forgot? All right. Okay, go away and let me work now.
No.
Bye-bye.
No.
Bye-bye, you.
Bye-bye.
Miss talking
Bye-bye, you silly goose.
when I'm you. Daddy, I'm you.
You're what?
You.
All right.
I'm you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay. Yeah, my kids are at school right now, so I get some quiet time to do programming.
How old are yours?
They're twins. They're 7.
Girls?
Yeah, twin girls. They're actually 8 next week.
I figure that's maybe why you're interested in Cordelia, right?
Yeah, I mean, I started teaching them a little bit of HTML, and I thought, well, rather than just doing it at home.
Mine's only 4, but I'm thinking ahead.
Yeah. And there are some great apps on the iPad for younger kids as well.
Yeah, I'd appreciate any recommendations you have. I have some, but I don't know.
We've used the Lightbot from Hour of Code.
What's it called?
Lightbot.
Lightbot.
Yeah.
L-I-G-H-T or L-I-T-E?
L-I-G-H-T.
Lightbot. Okay.
It's a web-based app as well as a iPad app.
Nice.
but it might be a little bit advanced. You do some functional programming and procedures and stuff at the end of it. But
Great.
it's basically
I'll
gives
check
the
it out.
robot instructions.
I would have been really interested in the robot turtles thing, but I think I missed their whole Kickstarter, and I don't think they would have shipped to Korea anyway.
Right. So yeah, if anything in the backlog that interests you,
Maybe something simple like a bug or.
we've got a few bugs. Ace library not loading correctly might have been taken care of in the IDE refactoring.
Or you merged that Angular code pretty recently, so
Yeah.
maybe we could do some manual testing, make sure it all works, and maybe find some new bugs. Or you have a what are you doing for testing? Are you using Cucumber and RSpec
Yeah.
and Jasmine?
Exactly.
And you're using I think I read you're using Travis CI,
Yeah.
and all the tests are green, right?
All tests
Or-
are passing that are there.
Or you wouldn't have merged it.
Yeah. We haven't written a lot of Cucumber tests. We're trying to avoid testing around lesson content, which is the only thing that we've really been developing so far.
Right.
Because we'll expect that to change quite a lot during
Right.
development.
I don't actually do much Cucumber testing anymore. I used to do more of it,
Yeah.
but yeah, it ended up being too much overhead on projects. Every project I've used it on, we ended up, throwing them all away. So
Mhm. It's probably good practice to get things off the ground.
before,
Test-driven development. Yeah.
Mhm.
The trouble is this IDE is not actually integrated into any lessons in its present form.
Okay. So how do we see it to be able to test it? Is this not the IDE that we were looking at just a second ago?
This one, yeah. So this is
This is the new one, or
this is a slightly older version. This is before the refactoring.
okay? So there's another one in here somewhere that's not integrated into any lessons yet.
In fact, we could merge in the latest develop branch.
Okay. So what tool or plugin were you using for the old IDE, and which were you using for the new one?
The old one, it was Angular-based Ace editor, but what we had was just two panes in a web page. The left pane was the editor, and the right pane was the preview, which gave us a very small preview for getting the actual content visible, and it was just a bit of a pain working in a letterbox. So with the updated version, we've got this nice full screen preview and the editor in the corner.
Have you ever seen codeschool.com?
I have signed up at Code School just recently to check it out, but I haven't done any of their courses yet.
I've done a few courses there. It looks very similar to what you're trying to accomplish here.
Yeah. I think it was partly inspired by some of their content.
Yeah, I think they're doing a pretty good job.
Can you recommend any of the courses on them?
Yeah, I recommend all of them. It really depends on your interest. They're all pretty awesome.
Right.
Like they have an Angular course here, which seems like a good candidate.
Yeah, I
you
need
probably,
to
you
find out
probably have
more.
all the prerequisites, and you're gonna have to learn Angular pretty soon to understand Brian's changes, right?
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I think they have a pretty nice UI. That would be great if we could just copy. All right. I was looking around if they had open sourced any of their stuff.
Yeah.
That would be really great, because I'm sure they've spent a lot of time getting it to where it is now. They have some free courses as well if we just want to look at the UI.
Yeah, that looks the Ruby class.
Yeah, I think maybe their Angular course is actually one of the free ones too. I actually created a suggestion on here and asked them to create a course but targeted towards younger kids.
Yeah.
I think their format would work pretty well. It's just they need to simplify the course and
Right, and that's what we wanted to do to start out. I mean, a lot of us have used Code Academy,
uh-huh.
and it's a nice interface. You know, you get pretty immediate feedback, but
Right.
when the kid sits down in front of it, it's a lot of reading to do, and you basically have to read them the instructions and then tell them what to type.
Seems like someone should make an open source, just focused on the framework for the content delivery, and have that should be separate from, say, Code School or Code Academy or Codelia, and then each of them could use that open source to deliver whatever course they want. The common parts being like you have an editor, you have a place to see what you're in real time, what you're editing, and you have a way to check if what you're putting in is correct. That kind of stuff is common.
And then individual, organizations can set up their own lesson plans and put together the stages.
So if someone comes along and wants to make Codelia, but except targeted towards 13-year-old boys instead of girls, they don't have to start from scratch.
Yeah, that's kind of what I had in mind when we created the project. Something that could be used by, there's great initiatives going on in Ireland at the moment with Coder Dojo, and those are spreading all over the world.
Right.
Code Club in the UK, Hour of Code has generated a lot of interest.
Yeah, none of that's reached Korea though.
No,
unfortunately.
Well, there you go. There's very fresh market.
Right.
Forgot my password. Here we go. I can't find the Angular course.
One moment, let me see your screen. Oh, it's right at the top. Free course, Shaping Up with AngularJS. You already scrolled past it, right at the top left.
Cool.
These all start out with a video, which I think would be maybe a good idea to adopt for Codelia, because probably even more important for for that age group than for the adult learners to watch these videos.
Yeah, my daughter's she just loves watching TV. She'll sit and watch it for hours if you don't tell her to turn it off.
My daughter is addicted to YouTube on the iPad.
Yeah.
We get her to use educational apps by telling her, you have to earn like 10 minutes of YouTube by doing this other app.
Cool.
First, yeah.
I know it's amazing at 4 years old that it's so good at using the iPad. It's a testament to the intuitive interface. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting too. It's like a whole new category of applications has opened up just because the barrier to entry is now so much lower. A whole new age group of people are now using computers.
Yeah. Okay, I'll come back to this later. I need to add you to the Pivotal tracker then.
Sure.
I've got your email.
Well, it's public, so I can see it now. I just can't do anything with it. But I'm not sure if I'd be trying to do anything with it yet. Anyway.
Well, I'll put you in there just in case.
Sure.
Because I'm sure you'll be picking up some stories as we get a better idea of how we're going to implement these with the Angular part.
So how do you guys usually pair on Codelia? Like everyone gets it running locally, and then what tools do you use for pairing?
We use this Google Hangouts. Recently, some of the guys have been using TextMate to share a terminal session.
TextMate, or you mean Teammate?
Teammate, yeah. With Vim as the editor.
Okay, that's how I usually pair as well. Are we still recording this, by the way? Or
yeah.
Do you usually record the entire session?
We usually record all pair programming sessions and scrums just for future generations.
That's publicly visible somewhere, shared on Google Plus. Okay.
Yeah. In fact, all the recorded sessions are available on the member pages, on the project pages, on the Agile Ventures website.
Okay. I probably wouldn't have introduced my daughter if I remembered that, but.
Oh, sorry about that.
No worries.
We can make this video private.
I personally don't care either way, but never mind. All right. So you were saying some people use Teammate, but you personally don't?
No, I prefer to develop in Sublime. So it's a little bit more heavy on bandwidth having the Google Plus Hangout open. But I might try and get into Vim.
It's a bit of a learning curve, but that's actually why I learned it, so I could remote pair. So how does the person you're pairing with drive when you're using Sublime and sharing in Hangout?
Well, you do something called Git Pong.
Git Pong? Oh, I never tried that.
Right. So when I'm driving and I've finished writing a failing test for a feature that we're implementing, I will commit it and push it out to GitHub, and then you'll pull the same branch down.
I see.
And then write the code to implement the feature and make the test pass green, and then commit it and push that back up, and I'll pull it down.
See, just when I heard Git Pong, I thought it was maybe some high tech thing that I had never heard of, but
no, it's just ping pong with Git commits.
Right. Yeah, that could work.
Yeah. Well, we have some other ways of pair programming which are documented in Agile Ventures.
It's fine. I'll go with whatever works for you.
Yeah. So I have to go in about an hour to pick up the girls from school. So we'll see if we can. Yeah, we'll get that latest develop branch integrated into my workshop branch.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see my terminal okay?
Yep. Git fetch upstream.
Yeah. So hopefully there shouldn't be any conflicts. This will still be working.
And only front-end stuff has changed. We don't have to do a restart.
Yeah. Okay, this has actually broken the editor. It's not bound to the code in the page.
Mm.
So I'm going to have to figure out what's changed. Sorry about this. This is
No worries.
some horrible PHP code that I wrote a long time ago. And it's still in production.
Can't be that horrible then.
Yeah, well, it's legacy code.
Right, but it's still working, so.
Yeah. And we want.
It's funny though. You're like apologizing for my even seeing it. It's like I'm sorry you had to see that.
Yeah. The ugly PHP code.
Some things you can't unsee.
So we're in views learning, and I got workshop 1 here. And part 1 just renders a partial, which is the workshop 1 scaffold, but it puts it inside this div, which has the Cordelia editable directive that's picked up by Angular.
Okay.
And that's not working anymore. So
we go to the browser and open the JavaScript console and just see if there are any errors.
Yeah. Nope, no errors showing up at the moment.
Go over to the one that says console. Oh, you have it at the bottom. No, never mind.
Open at the bottom, yeah.
Okay.
So controllers have changed.
So this directive is new, right? This Angular C, whatever editor.
CDL editable.
Yeah, is that brand new?
No, it's came before the refactor, but
Okay. That was working, but not anymore.
yeah, I would assume that refactoring the code would not change the way that this works.
Okay.
But looks like it does. I'm not sure if I've got.
Maybe we should try doing. Maybe we should try doing a hard refresh on the page, in case it's cached some of your JavaScript or something.
Let's restart the server as well, just in case.
Right. And are you using the Angular routing? Because
Yeah.
that doesn't look like Angular routing there in the URL. Or could be wrong. Sometimes the Angular routing, you see like a little pound symbol in the URL.
So we might have changed it to Cordelia Passion's editor.
Okay.
Oh, we've got a Cordelia preview directive as well.
CDL Passions editor.
Editor's factory. Services. This is all new since the last code refactor. So let's try changing that directive to
CDL Passion.
Passions editor. I'll refresh that before we save that. Okay, still got a blank edit. So restarting the server didn't do anything. Let's save the part 1 HTML and refresh that again. No, now the content's gone. So that's worse.
I think he must have tested it somewhere before committing it, right?
Yeah, right. Let's have a look at the adjustment tests. Services, editor's factory. This is the div, which is the actual editor corner.
Passions editor.
Make editable.
What I meant was not so much the unit testing of it, but I mean, wouldn't he have done like a live test and brought it up in the browser, see if it all works?
Yeah, the thing is, we don't have a lesson that's fully integrated with the editor yet, so he might not have been able to do that.
But you at least have the thing with the kittens, right? Where you can see the page and an editor. So
but my pull request with this branch hadn't been merged into develop.
I see. So you had the kittens, but he didn't have the kittens yet.
Yeah,
We're
we're working on different pieces of the puzzle in
I
isolation.
understand. I get you.
So yeah, it's a little bit disjointed.
I see. You got to work on the fun part.
Uh-huh. So I got a div with an ID of passions editor.
Right. Oh,
That's
which
the same as.
I don't know if the directive is adding that or if that's what the directive is supposed to be.
No, the directive adds this editor box, and I think
The idea of it will be the passions editor.
yeah, it's this one.
Yeah, I see it.
Uh,
And the class is Ace editor. So it's still using Ace, right?
Still
That
using.
hasn't changed.
It's just using Angular to load the content into the editor.
What's the significance of the passions?
That's the first module that we talked about from
Right, passions. Okay.
the curriculum. Yeah.
The editor isn't really specific to the module, though, right?
Not really.
The same editor would be
The
used
foundation, this foundations editor will be a bit more advanced in that it'll be able to handle JavaScript as well.
I see.
I don't think we'll be used. I mean, it does say you'll be able to recognize the roles of JavaScript, but I don't think we'll be doing any heavy coding with JavaScript in the passion segment.
Okay.
All right, so
Don't really know much about the Ace editor. What is that?
it's just a web-based code editor that does some nice line numbering and auto-completion. It's actually the one that GitHub are using when you open a document for editing.
Cool.
So it's quite popular.
I'm looking at it now. Is it just straight JavaScript? Does it depend on jQuery or anything like that?
Yeah, it depends on jQuery. We include it.
Embedding guide.
So up here in application.js, we have all these requirements for jQuery and S editor modules.
Right. And then there's somewhere else where you're going to tell it that, I guess, initialize the Ace editor on this element.
Right, and that was the directive that we were using before.
In the directive, could I see that again? So that's the previous directive, the CDL editable.
And in the directives folder, we've got CDL Passions editor.
And the previous editor is gone now, or is that still there somewhere? And
let's see, the previous directive. So this is the container controller. No, directives are not defined there. Editor controller. CDL container. Okay, this directive CDL editable.js is gone and it's been replaced with CDL passions editor.
Mm-hmm. CDL container. Over in your Sublime editor, can you click on the CDL passions editor so you can compare it, and then go back to the diff. So they look pretty similar. The template URL. What is that template URL for? Is that a template for the styling of the editor, or is that for the thing that you're editing?
Template URL, templates passionseditor.html. That's a template for the editor that inserts the div that holds the editor, the ACE editor.
Okay. And make editable. Where's the make editable function? That one's all changed to this one, the set editor.
Set editor from editor's factory.
Right.
Editors.
Before it used to call a function called make editable.
Yeah, which is still there.
So make editable used to take scope, element, attributes, and then do self preview equal element and update editor. The update editor used to do set value to the HTML of whatever it is you're previewing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now the set editor function, self editor, equal ace.edit element find passions editor 0.
So passions editor is the ID of the div
of the editor.
Of the editor, which is from this template.
Right. Let's see. Self initialize editor, update editor, self. The way that the previous one looked like it worked is it set the preview. And then it set the editor to the HTML of the preview.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We could try making it work closer to how it used to work.
Yeah.
That was working, and this doesn't work, and we know that he couldn't have tested it because he had no lesson to test it on. So, what do you think?
But he's also changed the directive name here. It's now CDL Passions Editor. And before it was CDL Editable.
It shouldn't matter. What I'm thinking of doing is changing what set editor does in here. What he calls editor's factory set editor. In here, to instead of how he's doing it here, self.editor equal ace edit element find passions editor so on.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, we do we set the preview to the element. I guess it sounds like that element here is the page with the kittens, the thing that you're actually editing, right?
Yeah.
Whereas
the element
in his the element is the editor.
the editor itself. You don't want to edit the editor itself.
Right. So that's, yeah.
So this element is what's being passed in to make editable.
Let's go back and look what was passed in to make editable in the diff. So it would depend on how the directive was used.
Make editable.
I think that's correct actually. In both cases, the element there is the is like the entire page.
Right.
And it happens to also contain the editor.
Mm-hmm.
So in set editor, he's taking the element and then doing find. So then he's searching for the editor inside of the whole page.
Right.
In the other one, it's setting the preview to the whole thing and then doing update editor.
Okay. So why don't I push the merged code up to GitHub. And then I'll give you my GitHub remote.
Sure.
And we can do some Git pom, which sounds really technical, but it's actually not.
I'll need to install this locally though. What other dependencies does it have?
We have PostgreSQL and a few gems.
Okay, that doesn't sound too bad.
Here we go. So you want to clone the Cordelia Agile Ventures.
Do I want to fork it and then clone from my fork, or just clone directly from this?
No, fork to your GitHub account and then clone from there.
Okay.
So that you can have somewhere to push code to.
Pull requests and so on. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, fork is going on. Alright, and let me clone this. Should I share my screen?
Yeah, please.
How do I do that?
On the left-hand side of the Hangout, there's a little green icon with an arrow on it.
Screen share.
Screen share. And then you can choose a single window to share.
Which desktop? Okay, I think I want this one. Start screen share. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
All right.
I see you're in GitHub.
I think this might be a remote machine. Okay. I think I'll put here git clone my branch of Cordelia. And what Ruby version are you using?
2.11.
I'm gonna see if it works on 2.0.
Okay.
Where did it go? Oh, there we go. Cordelia. Bundle. And now we wait.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if I have Postgres installed here either. What would the Postgres process be called?
PSQL, I think.
PSQL.
PSQL is the client.
Let me check how to install Postgres on a Mac.
We have some
You have some docs on that already?
docs on that for the local support project.
Okay. Brew.
It's
Is that one you use Homebrew to install it?
yeah.
Okay, send me the link if you find it.
Yeah, they're in the GitHub wiki.
For Cordelia or?
For local support. I'll send the link in the group chat for that now.
Okay. Install Vagrant and VirtualBox.
Yeah, we've been exploring Vagrant for setting up new developers on projects.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always ideal because there's some gems that we use that don't like Vagrant, but we've been making progress with local support in Vagrant.
What I've done on other projects that I pair on is we just set up like a VPS on DigitalOcean.
Yeah.
And then everyone shares that. So when we bring on new developers, nobody has to set up a local development environment. We just give them access to the shared peering server.
Cool.
As long as you don't have multiple peers trying to work at the same time, it works great.
Yeah.
Postgres installation instructions below. Yeah, this is not going to work in OS X. Gem install PG Postgres app. Okay, so maybe if I download the Postgres app first.
Yeah. There's a link to the Postgres app just below.
Recommend installing Postgres app. Okay. I'll go through and do this.
Cool.
And deal with all the errors and creating the Postgres user and so on.
It is
going to take a while.
Non-trivial installation.
Yeah, I've done it a few times before, just not recently. Yeah, I have.
I don't know why we use
Unpleasant
Postgres in
memories.
this. I think it's just requirement by Heroku. Otherwise, I would have gone with a NoSQL solution.
Right. Right, or just SQLite.
Yeah.
All right. So you had to go in about an hour, and it's probably going to take longer than that to have you finish setting this up
Okay.
on something else, or go back to working on your machine. What do you want to do?
Well, let's carry on here. What was your idea to modify the set editor function?
Okay, let me switch back to screen share. My idea was to copy what's in make editable and do that in set editor instead.
Mm-hmm.
Just copy line 37 and 38 and just put it up there. Right. And comment out the other stuff that set editor is doing. Right.
Simple enough.
Just to see if that works, not as a permanent solution.
Yeah. So the div down here is still there. I can see the outline, but it's not being populated with anything.
Right.
Yeah, it's just uploading the template. There's nothing happening to it. No Ace editor being loaded.
Back to it. Let me see. Why is that? It should be doing
initialize editor.
It should be doing the same thing that was happening before, unless some of those other methods have changed as well, like update editor or.
Update editor has changed slightly. It's now self instead of scope.
Huh.
Initialize editor. Maybe that's not getting called.
I think let's try to go back to the scope editor set value.
Right.
Instead of self editor set value. On line 13.
13, yep. No.
Still no?
Now the thing is, all the functions have changed from scope to self because this is no longer a controller. This is a service.
Oh.
It's one of the things that the refactoring did.
Okay.
And moved away from controllers.
This used to be directly in the controller, and it moved to the factory. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have at the top, so there could be multiple editors going on.
Yeah, that
looks weird.
The idea is we want to be able to edit different parts.
Undo the self edit, the scope edit. Let's undo that. There, but on line 3, it looks like there's just an array of editors. What is self editor going to be? Maybe it gets set in initialize editor. I don't know. that it's talking about in the initialize editor would be visible in the scope on line 13, right? So how does line 13 know which of the editors that line 3 is talking about it's dealing with?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, down here where that's.
I don't know. I think multiple editors.
Yeah, that's where it happens. On line 32. It's using multiple
right.
editors
That's
yet,
the
so
line we commented
I don't
out.
think referenced anywhere else. That array is not used again, I think.
It's just yeah.
The self. Sorry, line 32 is where we'd set up the sub editor,
the new,
which we have commented out.
Yeah. Before it was self preview that was set and make editable.
Right, the new code. Right. Let's go back to the new code and then maybe try some of that in the JavaScript console. See if we can find passions editor 0 and all that stuff. And see if we call ace edit on it, what happens.
Okay, so I'll uncomment these.
But you'll need to delete line 30 and 31 and then uncomment. Yeah, just kind of go back to how it was, right? And get rid of those two. Okay, I'm gonna find.
So we want CDL.
Right, and try to refresh this. So we should get. So we get an editor. We get an editor, but it's not bound to the
content now.
Try the jQuery syntax there, like with the $ bracket and then the class dot CDL, etc. Like that.
CDL, the class.
I don't remember what it is. CDL passions editor. Or try inspect element on the. Oh, you're doing it now.
Something like that. That's an empty array.
Yeah. Is it a div? Is it an ID or a class?
The editor pane itself is an ID. It's just passion.
What about the one with the directive? Is the directive an ID as well?
No, the directive is just this CDL editor.
The directive is just a. Okay. Try not sure how to find that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's grab the editor directly then. CDL editor. No, that's not going to work.
I got passions editor.
Yeah, get the passions editor. Okay, and now let me see how Ace Editor works. Like, how do we give Ace Editor
the content?
How do we tell it what to edit? yeah, the content, and let's see if we can do it manually from inside the JavaScript console. Loading ACE, embedding ACE in your site. I don't see where the ACE editor edits the whole page, or you can give it a subsection of the page to edit.
Yeah, you can give it a subsection. That's what the directive does. It marks the section that's to be edited.
Get selected text, get text range.
Set value. Editor set value.
Yeah, maybe it's a set value like the other one was doing. The other one was doing set value to HTML of some other element.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try this. Let's try editor set value to the HTML of some other element, like the HTML tag or the body tag or something all-encompassing.
Yeah.
So it could be that that part of the directive code is not finding the self preview, so when it does set. Yeah.
What's the scope of editor?
Let's the previous command that we did. Let's save that. Do editor equal and then what we had before. So hit the up arrow.
Yeah.
And it should go, and then go over to the left and save it off in a variable.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So we want editor set value.
And jQuery.
jQuery $, bracket, quote. I think let's just go with a body tag maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I think the page should have a body tag.
Yeah.
We want .html on it. Undefined is not a function. The HTML
inside.
Yeah, inside. Right. I don't know where that undefined is not a function is going to come from. Let me see the source code again, or where that one does set value. So it does self.editor.setValue. I think maybe what we have to do is editor.editor.setValue.
Okay.
Because our editor variable is actually just the
the container,
the element.
Can't read property set value of undefined.
Huh. Yeah. No. I think type editor by itself. Let me see something. I think that might be wrapped inside an array. So maybe we have to do 0 on it before we start calling. So go up to the previous command and then just
Editor,
get the first
zero.
Editor 0. Not that editor, the other editor.
Oh, okay. Cannot read property set value of undefined.
Yeah, that's still no go. I don't know how to interact with this this ACE editor.
No.
Right click on that editor box and do inspect element. Let me see if we, and that's the one that we had grabbed, right? The passions editor.
Mm-hmm.
Can you expand that? Let me see if maybe there's something else inside that that the editor is actually bound to. That line that we're already on.
It's Ace cursor
Cursor.
inside.
I don't know. I need to read more about the ACE editor.
Yeah, it's a layer of API within the Angular that we're dealing with.
Ace.editor, editor, div edit, div ID editor. We shouldn't have to set the HTML like that in any case. We should be able to, from the Ace docs, do something like this. Oh, where can I send this? Hangout. Should be able to do that. And the editor in the brackets in the quotes being an ID. If you look at the front page of their site, you'll see that. Where the embedding guide.
Oh yeah.
So they have a div ID editor,
Mm-hmm.
and then they initialize an editor and give it the ID. So let me see what other IDs do we have in our page that we could give to Ace.
I haven't really used ID anywhere in the source code, but I can put one in. Where are we? It's a views, learning, layouts. Oops, that one scaffold. Let's say we want to edit the left column.
Sure. Okay. Let's refresh and see if we can get that editable.
So we've got Ace becomes
Yeah, ace.edit and give it the ID.
okay, yeah, Ace.edit or something. So we want to give the ID left column. Hash.
I don't think you need the hash according to the ACE documentation.
Okay.
They're interpreting whatever's in there as an ID, apparently. The left column just went away. Try typing something in the editor. Let me see if it shows up on the left. It's doing something in the page, but no, it doesn't seem to be affecting what's over on the left.
No. In fact, I think this is just hiding and showing the cursor without flashing.
Yeah.
Cursor. So our left column
soon as we plugged that in, though, everything over in the left column disappeared.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Maybe we could try setting the HTML of that ACE editor we just created and see if it does something over in the left column.
Okay.
Maybe it's added an ACE element, an ACE editor somewhere that we can't see, or I don't know. Let's try the set value stuff that and just put some HTML in it. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. The previous line where we did the set, where we did the ACE edit left column.
Yeah.
We should have saved that in a variable and then called set value on the result of that.
Oh, okay.
Call ACE edit again. I'm not sure what that's going to do. That might add another editor or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe let's call set edit again if we have to, and save it off. Is that your alarm?
Yeah,
saying
that's my time.
Pick up the twins.
Pick up girl from school.
All right.
So we've got ACE now. Why did I call it ACE? Nobody had an ACE. Let's refresh the page. We'll call it.
Left column.
Okay, it's created our editor.
And then let's do my editor. Set value, maybe. And just give it some HTML in a string, I guess. Yeah. Hello, whatever. Yeah.
Unexpected token legal.
You need to close the string and put a bracket as well.
I'm trying to rush. Okay.
Yeah. Worrying about the poor girls.
It's alright. Their class is right at the back of the school, so they have to wait for everybody else.
Daddy's coming.
They have to wait for the last class to come out.
Yeah. Don't cry, girls. Daddy loves you.
Where were you, Dad?
Right.
Okay. So should we leave it there?
Yeah. Let's leave it there.
Okay.
Right.
Have fun with Postgre.
Thanks much.
And if you want to work on the Vagrant script, then feel free. It'll save
I'll
some time.
I think I'll wait until I'm more familiar with the project and the team, and then see if they're okay with setting up like a VPS server, and then you don't even need Vagrant because it already will have Ubuntu on it, and you just install the project on it. Yeah. But that I think that's like a team decision.
OpenOcean, you use.
Right. Yeah, I was using DigitalOcean.
DigitalOcean.
Digital, not open. It's just a cheap VPS. You could do it with Amazon EC2 or Rackspace or anything. Just DigitalOcean is like pretty cheap. You know, like $5 a month for a server. So.
Cool.
All right, go pick up the girls.
Okay.
I don't want you telling them you're late because of me. Yeah, right.
All right. Thanks for the pairing.
Oh yeah, thank you too.
It's nice to be able to follow along with the diagnosing this stuff, because I don't know a lot of Angular.
Yeah, me either. All right. Take
See
care.
you later.
All right.